Hi, I'm Lynette and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you a tutorial on this eye look right here, created with the Juvia's Place the Nomad palette. Now this is a palette that I just picked up. I know it's been out for a minute now, and I think I just got it delivered here like 2 days ago, I want to say. And when they first teased this palette way back probably in the summertime, because it's been out that long, they just showed the packaging, which is really beautiful. I was excited. And then when they actually showed the colors, then I was no longer excited. But then I saw swatches and I thought, oh, all right, this palette looks more interesting than it does just in the pan. So the swatches are what sold me on it. I saw it being used in other people's videos and I said, yeah, it's a little more interesting than at first glance. So I went on ahead and got it. This shade right here, I'm a sucker for these like dirty mustard brown shades. And this shade right here, they don't have names. This one was really surprising because in my experience with Juvia's Place eyeshadows, the really dark shadows sometimes don't work very well. They're patchy, not very pigmented, or they're hard to get to adhere to the skin. I didn't find that to be the case with this shadow, although under the eye line it got a little patchy. And there was also like practically no kick up in the pan with this eyeshadow, which is also very unusual. But yeah, I think it's an interesting color story, and I don't know, I wasn't expecting this look to turn out as green olive as it did. So yeah, it's definitely a palette I hope to work with a little more. If you would like to see how I achieved this look today using the Juvia's Place Nomad palette, then keep on watching. Starting off with the LA Girl Pro HD Concealer in the shade Cool Tan, and I'm using my Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush to spread that all out. That's going to be my base. And I'm going into the palette. I'm using my P07A Refer brush. No, that's not the brush. I'm using the Delium Tool 776 brush. And I'm going to place that under the brow and to the crease. And now I'm going into the palette with the P07A Refer brush. And I'm going to take that yellow shade and I'm going to work that back and forth in the crease. I went back into the palette a few times to build that color up a little bit. And that first shade served as my under eye highlight, and then I set that concealer down to the crease. Now I'm going to take the Wayne Goss number 18 brush and using that dirty like mustard brown shade, and I'm going to work that lower into the crease and in the outer V area. And in the outer V, I'm going to use little circular motions to blend it out. And in the crease, I'm going to use back and forth motions to blend it out. And I'm going to take it about 3/4 of the way into the crease. Well, okay, all the way across the crease. And then back into the palette and a Sonia Kashuk blending brush, and I'm going to take that dark green shade and I'm going to concentrate that on the outer V area by using tapping motions, and then I'm going to bring it into the crease using back and forth motions. And I went back into the palette several times to build up this color and just spent a lot of time blending, making sure there's no harsh lines in between any of the shadows. I blend pretty aggressively. You don't really need to blend as hard as I do, and that's probably why I have to blend so much, because I blend some of it away. And now back in with that dirty brown shade into the crease, because as always you want to make sure all of these shadows that you use next to each other and layer on top of one another blend seamlessly together. Back in the palette and my my Makeup Geek foiled shader brush, and I'm using this shade Wet. And I don't know, in the pan it looks more like it's like a gray, steel gray sort of green, and on the lid it's really just an olive army green. Back into the palette, same brush. I used the shade Wet as well, and yeah, it was a lot brighter and more pigmented and just had a lot more punch to it than that last shade I used. And I'm going to concentrate that into the first, yeah, I'm like, how am I going to blend this in with that green shade? Concentrating that in the first quarter of the first third of my inner corner and lid, and high into the crease as I like to wear my shimmer shades. Then back in with that dark green shimmer shade and blending it into that like champagne goldy shade, and that's how I toned it down a bit. And then I'm going to go back in with that dark green shade brush and again blend. Want to make sure all of these shades, metallics and the matte shades, blend seamlessly together. And then just going in reverse, going back in with that dirty brown shade and blending out the edges of that dark green shade. And then the yellow shade, I don't have a lot of space between there and my crease, so I can't really do 3 shadows and you see them all. And then back in with that original shade. Don't want that to get lost, and I want it to brighten up my underbrow area. And I'm just cleaning out what little tiny bit of fallout I had, which was virtually none. Now I'm taking the Colourpop Creme Gel Liner. This is in the shade Teaspoon. And I'm going to place that into the waterline. And it doesn't look exactly like the color of the packaging here. But it's a green that worked really well with this eye look. And now I'm going in with my Makeup Geek pencil brush and that dark green shadow, and I'm placing that on my lower lash line. And I had a bit of patchiness there where it's not really, I don't know if you can see it, it's not really adhering to my skin there. So I just went back in multiple times and just tried to build up the color and blend it out. And I'm taking this dark green shade all the way across my lower lash line. Back into the palette and the same brush, and decided to use that yellow matte shade, but it has shimmer in it. And I figured, let me try it as an inner corner highlight. And you don't really see the shimmer in it. As with most of these shadows, these matte shadows that have like little specks of glitter in them, when you start blending them, you don't really see the glitter. But I thought I'd use that as my inner corner highlight. This is the completed look. I used my Kiss Faux Mink lashes in the style Boudoir and my Inglot number 77 gel liner for the wing. Let me know, do you have this palette and what are your thoughts about it? If you liked this video, please give it a like and consider subscribing, because I do tutorials along with haul, swatches, and reviews here on my channel every week. I want to thank you for joining me today. I hope to see you again next week. Until then, bye-bye.